Hi, I'm Nikki at Monarch Herbs, and I'm back today. Today we're doing a vegetable glycerin tincture, and today I'm going to use fresh herb. Today's herb that I'm using is ginger. I'm just going to be chopping up this ginger, and I'm going to put it, this is ginger root, I'm going to go ahead and put it in the jar. You want to chop it pretty small, and the reason is you want the glycerin, or if you were to do this with alcohol, whatever your base is, you want it to be able to get into that. You want to cover as much surface as possible, so I like to chop it into fairly small pieces so that it can reach all parts of the ginger or the herb that you're using. So I try to kind of almost mince this up here, dice it up pretty good. Alright, so ginger is really good for upset stomachs. It's great for motion sickness, nausea. So I like to do it in a vegetable tincture, vegetable glycerin, and the reason is if I take this on the road with me for motion sickness, for example, because some of my kids get motion sickness in the car, they can put the vegetable glycerin right into their mouths. They can drop it with the tincture straight into their mouths. If you were to have this in an alcohol base, that is not a good idea because it will burn the inside of your mouth. So I like to make it in vegetable glycerin. Not only that, but another good thing for vegetable glycerin is it's palatable. It's really sweet. It's really palatable for kids. You can put just about any herb in it, and if you want a kid to take it, they'll take it because it is really sweet. So I have about a quarter of my jar filled with ginger. And so what I'm going to do is just add in the vegetable glycerin. It's very thick. It's almost a corn syrup consistency. Now with fresh herbs, you want to not use as much water in it because there's already water in your herbs. If you put extra water in it, it's going to be super watery. It's not going to hold. It may even mold because of the extra water content. The vegetable glycerin or alcohol or vinegar base is what keeps your tinctures good for a long time. They do not spoil. So vegetable glycerin, if you put a whole lot of water in it, it's going to spoil. It may mold on you. And so I will put a little bit in here because you can see it. It is just super duper thick. And so I'm going to add a little bit of water in here and mix it up. This is distilled water. It's best to do distilled and not tap water because you don't know what is in your tap water. We don't want this to mold, right? So distilled water is totally pure of any chemicals and stuff like that. So I just so I had about a quarter of this filled with ginger. I added it almost up to the top with vegetable glycerin. And I just topped it off with just a little bit of water. Maybe about 20% water. Not very much. So this is set to go. So this is going to sit now for the next 6 weeks. It's preferable to do at least 6 weeks. You can do as little as 2 weeks. If you need it sooner than that, you absolutely can do that. It just won't be as strong. So let this sit on your counter for 6 weeks, and every time you go by, you just want to shake it. Make sure it's getting, everything moved around so it's not just sitting and clumping. And then once you're done, after 6 weeks, you can go ahead and strain it off and put it into a tincture bottle. And so then you'll have it set to take with you, give it to kids, you can keep it in your fridge. The vegetable glycerin will keep for about a year. And you can tell if it's bad if there ever gets any mold on it, or if it gets really thick and nasty, like so much that you can't, squeeze it into a tincture bottle anymore. Then it's not good anymore. Sometimes they do mold. The vegetable glycerin has more of a chance of molding than the alcohol does. And so that's why they say it's about a year's shelf life on a vegetable glycerin tincture. So just so you know. But yeah, this is it. You're set to go. 6 weeks, we'll strain this out, it'll be set for tincture. That's all I have for you today at Monarch Herbs. Join us again for another video soon.